Hello everybody and welcome to a Tabletop Junkie stream, and I'm your host, Tabletop Junkie. No, I don't have any lower thirds up because you guys should know who I am, plus my name is right there in the Discord. You can see it right here in the small print. Probably can't see it very well. Maybe I should do some lower thirds, but you guys should know who I am. You know, I am in the red is Tabletop Junkie, and the one here in the gray is my good buddy, Spartacus, who is joining me today for the end of the... What in the fucking hell? I'm going to have to hit pause because someone just came to my door. And we are back. Sorry about that, everybody. It was a delivery of something that Mrs. Tabletop ordered. Which we've been ordering a lot lately. For today, I had to go out and get some stuff. So the stream was an hour late. We were supposed to start at 5, but I had some last minute things I wanted to pick up that I am going to stream. Whoops. I don't know why I did that.
Technically, it's 5 my time, so it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So we'll just go with that. It is 5 o'clock somewhere, but well, this is what we call the end of the first quarter of 2024. If you guys actually think about it, when a month is broken up in quarters, it's every 3 months. This is the third month, and we are actually reaching the end. Today is the 26th of March. By the time I get to do another stream, it'll be the 29th, and then I will do one on the 30th, and then that's it for the rest of the month. So this is pretty much the end of the stream. I was going to do this on the 30th, but I have something else I need to be doing, and I need to keep my date with that person, who is Toby. We're gonna be doing a Greenie solo play. So that's another story we won't touch base with right now. So, real quick before we begin, since this is the end of the first quarter here of the year 2024, yes, we already are done. I did bring on Spartacus for a couple of reasons. I want to know about how much fun and how much fun he has not had, and he can be honest, with tabletop gaming. I do want to, so we're going to kind of do a little bit of an interview here real quick, which isn't going to be very much. It's just one question. Spartacus, how has your experience with tabletop gaming with me has been for you?
I've had fun for the most part. There have been times where it's been up and down, but hey, you can't have everything perfect. I mean, who doesn't like to be the hero of the story and everything? But sometimes it just doesn't work in your favor. That's just the roll of the die, right?
Yeah, there you go. I don't like to be the hero of the story. No, I'm just kidding. No, that is truly how that goes. So, Folks,
But yeah, I mean, I've had fun. I've had fun, and
Good.
this is coming from someone who's never done tabletop gaming until I started hanging out with you full time.
Well, I'm glad that I've been able to get you in. So, well, folks, you heard it from the man himself, the new guy for tabletop gaming. He has had fun. Well, let's get down to brass tacks here, people, because here's where the fun kind of is going to end, because Tabletop Junkie has not been having fun. He's been having fun with gaming and stuff like that, don't get me wrong, but something has came across my desk today that a couple of things actually have, but I wasn't able to find articles on one of them. A couple, I will briefly mention what I gathered from the tweets. So a couple tweets came across my desk today, and I was very much upset with these tweets. Apparently, the first tweet I saw, which was from several different people who will remain nameless because I didn't get their permission to put their names out there and whatnot, and I'm going to say this, basically has been told, and these are from, and I'm going to let you know now, these are from females. These are all from women.
Their names are Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
And that's all I could care about, yes. They are all from women. Apparently, women are being told that they have no place in the tabletop gaming industry, in the hobby, or anything. And if they want to have a place, they are better off to be with a man who has this as a hobby. I am very upset with that because that sounds like outside politics is infecting the hobby so damn much. They're even being told, like, female gamers are being told. I hope I'm wrong. I have not found an article that says this, but apparently that's what I've gotten from a few tweets. So it looks like there's nothing but a shit show going on. And I'm going to say this right now. I am a person who is not anti-political, but I do not like putting outside politics in my games. I have mentioned that several times, and I think that this is a very upsetting matter because we should not be... Now, I understand we have a lot of bullshit going on in today's time, but you shouldn't look at someone based because they're a woman and say you have no place here. This is a man's game. This is a man's hobby. This is some fucking chauvinistic bullshit, if you ask me. I have never, ever discriminated against a female. Personally.
I'm sorry, but that is to make the claim itself is sexism in general because it's just
very much.
It's claiming that men are being prejudiced towards women, which, from my experience growing up, there has been a long line of, up until recent year, it's been a very clear, long stereotype that geeks and nerds, whenever a girl has ever shown interest in what they like, they basically fall over themselves to impress them. I mean, for the love of God, go and look at Stranger Things. What does the black kid do when he finds out? What does the black kid do from Stranger Things when he finds out that the redheaded girl likes playing games?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I don't know where these
girls have always been welcome to come in. The difference is when you get people that come into these spheres of geekdom and nerd culture, where they come in, and then because they don't like what they're seeing, they demand things change for them. And that's where the problem is.
And I'm going to say this right now, it's gone too far. I don't care if there's any... Like I said, I have seen tweets like this, and I did not get permission to put out the name, so I'm not doing it, but I hope that, I hope these people, these women, who have been told that, I want to let you guys know now, that if you ever want to hang out in game, I have no problem showing you off on my channel. I definitely have no problem because I'm not all about that. That is some bullshit. If I ever fucking heard it. And like I said, I've been trying to find articles all day as to where these tweets would be coming from, as to why they think or feel that these tweets are valid and why they're being told this. And I wasn't able to find anything, so I'm pretty sure what had happened, and this is just a theory, and like I said, speculation, take it like a grain of salt. It's just, when I saw that, and the reason why I'm mentioning this today, is because that makes me sad. That we can't even get along. Like, we're going to seriously separate separate this hobby from men and women? Like, seriously? Like, what does it matter?
Well, I mean,
what does it really matter?
well, there's the thing is that, like, yes, a majority of fans of geeks are primarily boys because that is primarily just because boys and girls have different interests.
Right.
Now, yes, there are a number of girls who do get into geekdom. I mean, for the love of God, go over, if anything, after are done watching this, go over to Melee Games. Over there is a fun girl, Melee K, who is into geekdom. And she's fun to be around with. She is just as witty as the rest of us and able to clap back. And she doesn't care. She even finds this whole, oh, boys and girls can't play with each other bullshit.
I will say this. I will be happy to stomp this into the ground on Friday because Melee, James, and Kay will be on my stream this Friday for a 1980s themed slasher flick of a game. And I just finished their character sheets today, and I am going to have her at my table proudly. And for anyone who thinks that she doesn't belong at my table, let me explain how this is going to work out. You can go find the nearest door and go to hell and fuck off. This is my table. You don't control who I have here. And I am not going to just separate someone just because they're not a man. Like, that is bullshit. So, I'm putting it out there.
A long walk off a short pier.
Yo, careful what you say on the internet there, buddy. But all I'm going to say
you're the first. Hey, what did you just say? What did you just say earlier?
I said they can go to hell. That's all I said earlier.
So, and all I said was just say you can take a long walk off a short pier. It doesn't imply anything else.
Anyway, so I will be, and you know what? I would like to point out, Mrs. Tabletop is a female. I'm dating her.
Oh my god, that's horrendous. That's a crime against humanity.
I know, right? She's an actual girl.
In their idea, in these naysayers' ideas, that's a crime.
And let's not forget that we do have another female gamer. She's only shown up for one stream, but she is in constant communication with me. She's just been super busy. She's very afraid she's going to lose her spot here on my channel, and I told her that that will never happen, and I had a talk with her today, and that is spooky. And you guys can go check her out, too. So, congratulations. I have women on my streams, and they're in my hobby. So, yeah. Take that, modern day society. So, oh god, I'm a rebel. I'm part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. There you go. Fuck yourselves. That's how much I care. And yes, I'm going to use foul language, and I don't give a shit because it needs to be put out there that if this isn't in fact something that spawned from an article that now has been scrubbed off the internet because someone said, hey, that is complete sexism and sexist and is not allowed. And that's the only reason why I can't find any articles is because the net's already been scrubbed of them. I'm going to say this right now. That was whoever published that article, you should be very, very ashamed of yourself. Like, very. I hope you feel bad. I really do. Because that was complete crap. For some reason, like I said, I can, if I had the permission to share the tweets and you know, and whatnot, I would. But I'm going to say this right now. I've studied ancient cultures, and I studied information and how information gets passed around. These thoughts that people are having and tweeting about didn't just come out of nowhere. It came from something that they found on the internet and that they were either indirectly or directly informed of. And guess what? Whoever did that, you were definitely in the wrong. Period. I don't want to spend much more on this topic because I don't have an article that can back up why I seen all this against it, but I did want to make a public statement that this is my channel, and I will have whoever I want on it. You know, this bullshit where we are coming in and separating, you know, that's just outside politics, and I will have none of it on my channel, and I will have none of it in my Discord server, and I will have none of it right now. So, if you're here, and you're a subscriber, you're here to have fun. Not to bring in politics, not to do anything else. just have fun. This is what I'm about. This is Tabletop Junkie. This is all I try to make my junkie friends about, is we are here to have fun, and if we're like-minded, fine. If we're different and we have different beliefs, fine. That's the whole thing. We're supposed to be coming together, not going further apart. So that is something I just wanted to mention of what I stand for as an internet, as a, what do I call myself? Internet streamer, I don't want to use the word socialist, but because that's not what I am.
Content creator.
There you go, content creator. As a content creator, streamer, and creator provider, this is what I'm about. So understand that. I don't know what the hell I was trying to go for first, but I was just kind of thinking, like, what am I? And I like to socialize with other people, so that's just me. Anyway, so I do have permission. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was thinking of. All right, so I do have permission to show off this next part. This I do have permission, and I will be sharing this, and this is going to be good. I'm gonna read something for you guys. We're gonna have a nice reading match here, real quick. Give me 1 second. Setting up a screen share. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun here, people. Oh, look at that. We're gonna shorten this down because we don't need to see all this. Look at all that white space. We don't need any of that white space. Now I can. Oh, okay. So as you guys can see, this is from Screen Rant. All right, and the publisher is Ben Prozovsky. Ben Prozovsky. Man, I swear to God, if that's a real name.
The writer.
Yeah.
I wonder what else he's written. Let's see.
Yeah. Probably nothing good. All right, so. All right, Ben Prozovsky. I understand you're probably just a writer, and take note. I have nothing against you personally. I don't even know who you are, but I do want to read your article here. So let's talk about this. D&D's AI talk proves they didn't learn from the OGL debacle last year, which from what I am understanding is still up in the air. So I don't know. But let's read this. Okay, so Dungeons & Dragons needs a loyal community now more than ever, but recent comments about D&D and AI from the CEO of Hasbro are concerning. By the way, CEO of Hasbro, I swear to God, you quote me, man, just, ugh. And there's a reason why I'm sharing this article, because you did quote someone that I care about, someone I actually know. So we're gonna actually go through this, and I don't like it. So here we go. All right, Dungeons & Dragons has been no stranger to recent controversy, and some new buzz around the involvement of AI has reignited tensions regarding the future of the game. Artificial intelligence has been a big talking point in the past couple of years, with development in text, image, and video generation leaving many concern about the future of artistic industries. So basically, you got all these people who went to be an artist and to draw for you so you could pay them money. You just fired them all so you can go to AI and have it done for you. So you're gonna describe what you want to see, and you're gonna have AI generate a video for you. Congratulations, you just cheaped out. By the way, and if I remember correctly, I think I seen an article, and we did have talks about this earlier this year and late last year, that you are raising the prices. So you found a cheaper way to make books, and then raise the prices to make even more profit. Congratulations, you just price gouged a bunch of people. I won't ever buy any of your books, so it doesn't matter anyway. I have bought your books in the past, but I like that statement alone just doesn't interest me, and I'm going to leave it at that. As people look to companies for reassurance about creator rights and a focus on human work, artificial intelligence and human work. So there's artificial intelligence work and human work now. We're separating that. How do you feel about that part, Chris? Before I even finish this sentence, how do you feel about that?
Artificial intelligence and human work. I mean, all that AI is it's just basically it's a souped up version of a search engine that compiles all the information that it learns from what it's programmed and told what to look for. It's not something new. It's just something more advanced than Google, in a sense, than the Google search engine.
Congratulations.
You still need someone.
Congratulations, we're working on Skynet.
So, and basically, you need people. You need people, and kind of giving them all they can because they all are lazy morons. Uh, I have nothing else to say after that.
We're gonna end as this. And we're not even going to finish that sentence. We're going to move down to the next one. The relationship between D&D and the community creators has always been a crucial aspect of the tabletop game. No shit. From the homebrew that a dungeon master might make for their table to a large-scale publisher printing major additions to the game. This came under threat in 2023 when D&D publisher Wizards of the Coast announced changes to the open game license that used to legally build on core ideas and mechanics from the game. After significant backlash, the company rolled it back completely and even added a Creative Commons provision to a usage fear to assuage fears that the permanent, just write a fucking article, okay? My God, why do we have to use fancy words? Fears that the prominence of the license could no longer be trusted. Yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely not smart. Alright, great. Didn't learn nothing about that. Wizards of the Coast might have more or less weathered the OGL storm, but trouble is once again brewing between the company and D&D's community. I don't think it really has calmed down, so I don't know what the hell that's all about. As reported by Dicebreakers, a recent Game Beat interview with the Hasbro CEO Chris Cox, leave that one alone, included some concerning comments regarding the use of AI in Hasbro brands. D&D included. Cox became the CEO of Hasbro in 2022. Congratulations, sir. After starting in 2016 as the president of Wizards of the Coast, which has been a division of the larger toy and game company since 1999. When questioned about the possibility of training AI on Hasbro IPs to guide future franchise work, Cox elaborated on the direction that Hasbro could ultimately take with AI, although the hedge that he doesn't think Hasbro can be very cavalier in its usage of AI. Yes, because instead of making games, you're finding ways for AI to kill all of humanity, and therefore we have the Terminator effect. This just in.
Or
you know what? You know what? Sarah Connor comes back and says, in 50 years from now, it was Hasbro that took us down.
Well, here's the funny thing is, this has been shared on Twitter a couple times where they take the scene from the first Terminator movie, and they take the scene where Kyle Reese is talking about the origins of Skynet and everything, and he talks about how oh god, how many years was it now? I can't remember. Give me a second here. I need to do a quick calculator.
While you're doing that, I'm going to read this. He mostly frames it as a source of exciting possibilities. The most troubling statement for D&D fans is a reference to 50 years of content that Hasbro can mine. What is it, Bitcoin now? From the source books and adventures created over the years, positioning the thoughtful work of talented creatives as a pool of resource for general material and development. Cox is clearly trying to emphasize that Hasbro's exploration of AI would be focused on licensed material, but AI development has essentially been built on the use of unattributed content, and it's hard to see any clear path forward that involves proper sourcing and crediting. Creating future D&D content through the use of AI also poses a threat to the roles that writers and game designers currently play in guiding the game. Cox discusses recent gaming industry layoffs earlier in the interview and even calls himself old school on the technology.
In the scene where Kyle Reese is talking about the origins of Skynet, he makes a comment about in 40 years, that's when Skynet comes awake. Well, Terminator came out in 84. What's 40 years from 84?
Now? Actually, it is now because, so here's a thought for you guys. You can call us conspiracy theorists all you want, but maybe we're
See,
onto something. Maybe we're not.
What is the exact date? Oh, we have until October 26th.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
October 26th. Because Terminator came out in October 26th, 1984. So.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we have a few months. So it's this year, guys. Oh my God! Will the Terminator effect happen? Will it not? Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of Tabletop Junkie. Never mind. Taking the apparent embrace of AI out of the place. Okay, we finished that sentence. Okay. Now this is my favorite part. We're going to love this one. Although Cox claims that Hasbro learnt pretty fast from the open game license debacle, the community response to the GameBeat interview begs to differ. Self-proclaimed chief Dragonlanceologist Yodano sums up a sentiment shared by many dungeon masters and players by asking, at Hasbro, when will you learn, in a tweet. Yodano asserts that he has what he needs already, including a picture of a shelf full of a classic D&D tomes, along with a third-party book, Tome of Beasts 2, and a binder of monster options. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I'm sorry, I don't know what this is, but Yodano and I are friends. I love his stuff. If he starts writing, I will buy his stuff. And yes, that's another reason why I wanted to do this article, so that way everyone knows I am friends with this guy. He's a cool guy, don't get me wrong. I'm not sure what the hell quoted on him, but looks like he did get a major quote. But I mean, yeah, answer the question, Hasbro. There you go. The idea gets to the core of why player retention needs to be a priority for Wizards of the Coast. If D&D heads in a direction that doesn't prioritize the concerns of the community, there's already more than enough material for the tables to swear off future updates. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, that's definitely true. Tell me I'm wrong and then prove it. You can't, because it is so true. You're not the only gaming industry out there. There's like 22 others, maybe hundreds. Just 22 that I can probably name off the top of my head if I actually tried. I know I can at least get up to 6. So, and not even name you once. So, I actually have a shelf full of different gaming industries in their books. Okay, correction. I have 2 bookshelves. 2 bookshelves that stand almost 8 feet. So, figure that one out. In an increasingly robust and diverse tabletop RPG space, D&D is also far from the only option. Haha, I already said that one. And many alternatives from smaller publishers are more likely to prioritize listening to feedback. Well, okay, I wouldn't call them smaller. Some of these guys are actually pretty big now, like Renegade Games, I would think is... Okay, so they're not as big as... No one is going to be as big as Hasbro or Wizards. They've been around a long, long time. They were, if I remember correctly, Wizards is from 1980s. Now, I'm not sure, but here's a couple of the other industries I was mostly talking about. Renegade Games, Evil Hat Productions, Troll Lore Games. Troll Lore Games has been around since 2005, I think.
Wizards of the Coast was founded in 1990.
1990? Okay, so I was wrong.
As usual.
Chaosium, Artelsorian Games. I already said Fantasy Flight. Modifius now. Paizo. And then a couple indie developers, which I'm going to remain nameless. Well, no, I'm going to name them right now. Let's see. Here's a couple indie developers. One that I particularly buy from. Now I can't even think of his name. Venger Satanis. There we go. Named him. Venger Satanis. And, I even have the works of Grim Gym. So, yes. There we go. A couple indie developers. How many of those was that? Did I name off like 6 already, or did I go over that?
Yeah.
I think I went over that. I did pretty good. And there's many, many more. There's many, many more. So it seems that there are limits on to how Wizards of the Coast willingly employs AI-generated material in the near future, as overlooked AI art in 2023's Bigsby Presents Glory of the Giants, which I never bought, resulted in a reprint with the offending illustrations replaced. Oh, okay. Well, offending.
Offending.
Yeah,
Oh,
offending.
for the
I don't
love
know
of
about
God.
that, but then again, I did not follow that too closely. I'm not gonna lie, because when I quit buying D&D stuff. God, when was the last time I bought any D&D books? 2021. And then I just went straight to Castles and Crusades. So yeah, it's been about 3 years. And I'm still buying books. I'm even buying books today, but it's not Wizards of the Coast stuff. So all right. Cox may be operating off the assumption that the backlash to the art was exclusively due to the possibility use of models trained on unlicensed data. Oh, Lord. Yeah, okay. I don't know how. I'm going to take that like a grain of salt. Community concerns about AI tend to run much deeper. However, with the generally dubious quality of the output, preservations of human creative roles, and issues of individual creators' consent all posing problems. Oh, and here's a quote from Cox right here. We need to make sure that we do it in a way that respects the creators we work with, respects their works of art, respects their ownership of those works, and also creates a fun and safer environment for kids who might use it. Okay. Well, not all bad. Wow, we got a lot more. Oh, okay, we only got 2 more paragraphs. All right, so to wrap this up, we're just gonna read right through this. All right, it's possible to grab of some reassurance and the concern that Cox attempts to express for implementing AI in the so-called right way, but it's slim consolidate. What is the right way? I mean, just make games, and I just don't see this being a big deal like everyone's making it out to be, personally. And by people, I mean wizards. I mean, I want to see artistical value. I want to see artists. I want to see passion. There is passion in art. But there's not passion in computer-generated things that you can just type a few things into. I don't know how they're going to implement AI into this, but, you know, I would definitely love to sit back and watch, but then also sit back and watch and how they piss off the community. That sounds like fun. The willingness to jump through hoops to make use of the technology with so many pitfalls is symptomatic of the avarice. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. You just can't talk. Okay. So basically, they're going to be using they want to use a lot of AI stuff coming in the near future. Okay. Well, personally, as a gamer myself, I've never really followed too closely with all that stuff. And then when I did hear about Bigsby, I was actually thinking about picking that up because I do like fantasy gaming. But when I found out it was all mostly AI generated art, I was like, I just, not going to pay the price for something like that. I want artists behind it. I want the people that we've had for 20, 30 years, 20, 30, 40 years. I want, they don't have to be those people. Those people are probably 50, 60 and ready to retire. But I want art. I want people behind artwork, not a machine.
Well, not just people, but you need people who are creative and passionate. Otherwise, you end up with what we have today.
And, so I definitely wanted to touch base with that because I am a gamer, but I will say this: I have not done one book review on any D&D work whatsoever. There was nothing. I've done nothing on Dungeons and Dragons, and I have not said too much regarding Wizards of the Coast. I have on other channels, but I have not done it on my own. So my thing is, I have decided to take a back seat to that industry because that right there, to me, is what outside politics coming in and screwing with your hobby looks like in my book. And they want to do things with innovation and artificial intelligence and doing more with that. Then than paying people. I mean, they did at the beginning of the year just lay off like 1,100 people. Either at the beginning of this year or the end of last year, around Christmas time, they laid off 1,100 people. That no one, that's no secret. You can find that article anywhere. So, and then I hope they don't have any more layoffs coming, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not enticed to buy any of their products anymore. So,
It's sad.
I will say this:
because
you guys moved me to other companies.
I mean, and that's pretty sad because I mean it's a company that's a industry, a franchise that has a long history that's now all of a sudden slowly turning to embers.
Oh, I'm gonna say this right now. I would sleep with my old D&D books. Okay, I literally, it was because of Wizards of the Coast I got into Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition. It was because Wizards of the Coast I got into Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition. It was because Wizards of the Coast I got in 5th edition. It's because Wizards of the Coast that I'm here today. And I will say this, it is because I am a gamer and I'm as passionate about gaming as I am, that the reason why I carry the name Tabletop Junkie, they are the seeds that actually created this whole situation here with me today.
And how sticky are those pages?
Yeah, very sticky. I had to jerk off to the succubus bitch a few times. And that, gentlemen, is how you get people enticed. No, I was kidding. Hey, at least everything was hand drawn.
Yep.
And that was before any major digital advancements came out. 3.5 edition was early 2000s. Oh, man, you remember the old CGI work. I just finished the first and second movies of Harry Potter, and I started watching the third today, too. So, and we're going to talk about Harry Potter here in a minute, but that's not all that we got. So, folks, we've actually come surprisingly with another article, one to bring up the mood a bit. Because Chris and I, we have been doing a lot. So, here we go. We're going to bring this bad boy in. Ha ha ha! Alright. Well, I gotta see if I can back this off and get this expanded out a bit more so we can actually read the whole fucking article. So, I don't know if anybody likes the new game Helldivers. I sure in hell do. My girlfriend hates it. But that's only because I scream at it all the time. There we go. But enough about Mrs. Tabletop. So, alright. So, Helldivers 2, patch 1.000.104 makes arc weapons and stratagems safe to use again. Wait, what? That's not what I thought I was reading. I mean safe to use. They were always safe to use. Well, okay.
There was apparently a little bit of a glitch where they would crash the game or something. I think I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I don't remember either. Well, this is by Wesley Yingpool. Alright. Helldivers 2 developer Arrowhead has released a new patch for the game that makes arc weapons and stratagems safe to use again. Last week, Arrowhead told players not to use the arc thrower, arc shotgun, and Tesla tower because they cause game crashes. At the time, that's why it was crashing on me last night when I was using that. Oh, I did experience that. It didn't crash today when I logged out. So, because I did play earlier. Yeah. Okay, so that's what it was. Well, that just solved the problem for me in midst reading. Okay. At the time, the developer promised a patch addressing this would be released early this week, and now it's out. In releasing patch 1.000.104, Arrowhead has issued an update list of known issues it's working to address. The list includes various issues involving friend invites and crossplays, and a problem with HellPod steering, which is currently disabled in a large area around large or important objects. Actually, I had problems steering one, but it wasn't large area. It was in a smaller area. It won't let you steer the pod. It just drops you. But in a large area, I could steer in whichever fucking direction I want to go in. So that's a little bit backwards. Maybe that's just an issue that I'm having. I don't know. If you're looking for more Helldivers Chew, check out IGN features on the Let Me Solo Her of Helldivers 2.
IGN. Okay, sure, whatever.
Let Me Solo Her. I solo people all the time. I think that's the proper statement. You know, when I say I soloed a girl,
I think that's supposed to say let me solo here.
yeah. When I solo a girl, it's usually in bed. And it's only been one girl in the last couple years, so there we go. I say as she gives me evil stares. Anyway, a player.
Oh no! It is let me solo her.
Is it really? In what context
Yes.
is it being used in? Because I guess I'm just thinking sex, man. I am sorry. Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, no one in Super Earth is having sex. It's been banned on Super Earth. I don't know why.
Because it's distracting from the war effort.
There we go.
And it's not no one, it's just the Helldivers and the people fighting in the war and everything.
Oh wait, we gotta be abstinent. Fuck this. I'm leaving. I'm getting court-martialed.
Just be careful with that because the other day I heard something on one of the announcements you won't be court-martialed, you'll be executed.
Oh yeah.
I heard something interesting when I was waiting for us to get into it again. But apparently there was one of those news bulletins on the TV screen that's over the computers, and it talked about how if you're too old to be a participant in part of the war, maybe you should take a nice vacation to the biological recycling vats.
Oh wow. They just made that like ugly, like Matrix style ugly when Neo finds out that he's been living in a dream world. Woo! That's ugly. A player who has
I heard that. I'm just like, oh wait, what?
A player who has answered over 100 SOS beacons as part of a mission to help others. Where were you, motherfucker? I was actually putting those out there and I didn't get no help from you. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Whoever you are, congratulations. You actually made it big. You know, this reminds me of Free Guy, where he plays in Free City and he was trying to play the good guy and he made the news over it. This reminds me of that. For those who don't know, watch Free Guy. Alright, Helldivers 2 has become one of the surprise hits of 2024 since launching in February, topping the charts on Steam and reportedly selling around 3 million copies. According to at least one analyst, it's still growing. Check out IGN Helldivers 2 review to find out why it's going down so well. I'm pretty sure we know why. And then this is just a list of known fixes and stuff that they're... so they did fix the Arc Thrower, Arc Tesla shotgun. They're still working on crossplay platform. Players cannot unfriend other players. Befriended via code. Players cannot unblock. Oh, wow, this just looks like a long list of bullshit. So we're just gonna call that a no because that doesn't seem like any fun to talk about. So, Chris, how do you feel? How do you like Helldivers 2?
Oh, I'm having lots of fun.
Me too.
I haven't had this much fun. I haven't had this much fun since my days in Destiny.
We actually made 11 new friends on Helldivers.
Yes, you're welcome.
Because of Helldivers 2, we made 11 new friends. And because of Helldivers, I made 3 new subs, and now I'm at 201. So if you do come across the stream, please like and subscribe. So at the end of the first quarter, I finally made across the big... Oh my god, I just got another subscriber, 202. I just made it past the 200. Oh my god. So whoever you were, thank you for subscribing. Please come back again. We got more stuff coming out. Speaking of more stuff, it's time for me to talk about the next biggest thing I got coming out. Second half of the year. And I have a picture of it because I'm going to be doing a solo stream of it before we actually get anything major going on. Let me pull up a picture of it. And meanwhile, while I'm pulling up the pictures to keep you guys going and entertained, Spider Chris, Is there anything you want to
Yes.
talk about? You had the table real quick. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Unfortunately, no. I don't have anything on top of my mind to talk about.
Really? Like I'm allowing you to talk about anything you want. That's fun and game related. No politics, and there's nothing you can think of.
No, I can't.
I love you to death, but sometimes you are fucking boring.
I have been told that I have an old soul, so.
I've heard that too. Okay, here we go. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, I made this thumbnail myself.
And it looks lovely.
Oh, thank you. That's not the only one I made. I'm making more. Mech-Tons. Okay, so for those who don't know, Art Telsorian Games made by Mike Pondsmith, the creator of Cyberpunk 2020, Cyberpunk Red. The reason why we have Cyberpunk 2077 video game. He has also written an anime series of giant robots similar to Gundam, Zoids, Neon Genesis, Evangelion, Eureka 7, Code Geass, and I don't know what other giant robot animes. You can figure it out. I mean, we got Big Bang Brave Braver now, which that... check out my friend Ironcaster for that one. That's some good stuff to check into. And check it out for yourself on Crunchyroll. I did just get a Crunchyroll subscription last month, so they do. So, Mech-Ton, the TJ-verse. Yes, that is a little bit of a call-out to myself, Tabletop Junkie, but I also call it Tertiary Junction, which means it's the third timeline, or the third time set that the human race of this universe has kept track of. Because see, we have the before Christ, we have the BC before Christ, the AD after death. Now we're gonna have a set of time frame and something called TJ, Tertiary Junction. What that kind of stands for is third.
Table,
What's up?
Table.
What?
AD does not mean after death. It means Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, second timeline, third timeline. You get it. Also, I just did it for a call out to myself because I freaking like it. Because I take time to write these things out. So, yes. So I'm doing a giant robot thing, and Sparta Chris is the main character. He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be the main character.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, who else is going to be the main character?
Oh, how sweet of you.
Yeah, I mean... Well, I mean, I guess Mad Dog Wheaton could take it if he joins. Tails is another possibility.
Let's move on.
I mean, there are possibilities, but...
Table, let's move on.
yeah. You want me to keep glorifying you, bitch. Anyway,
Asshole.
All right. So before we do that, I will be talking about the first campaign 0 because I have developed my own comprehensive timeline that we will be following that I will not share here due to spoilers moving forward. But we will be talking about a time in the year 2077 is when it's going to take place. In an alternate timeline of Earth, and it's going to be different. So it's going to be bringing out the birth of Mech-Tons and Road Strikers and starships, and it's going to follow one major creator with two partners. That one created Warp Drive, one helped fund everything while he created giant robots and came up with the reactors and technology to do it because it takes special technology to move a giant robot body.
Yeah.
So this one is going to be called Mech-Ton DJ-verse Campaign 0, The Mech-Ton Wars. This will be a solo play by me moving into Campaign 1. And which we will not release that yet because I have not made a thumbnail for that. So hopefully I will get a few sessions in, if not completed, before we start Campaign 1 in July. This campaign actually starts, if I'm not mistaken, this campaign is supposed to start. I don't have a date that was announced yet, but I am looking at starting it either April 13th or April 20th. Campaign 0 of Mech-Ton Zeta will begin. And therefore, you guys will hear the story and follow the main character. And once the Mech-Ton Wars conclude, we will be moving into Campaign 1. So the Mechton Wars is going to take place on Earth, while Campaign 1 is going to take place in space. So there's going to be a lot of things going on, and I will probably even have a background sequence where we talk about it. Part of the background sequence is going to be part of that story as well. So
Mechton's in space.
Uh-huh. All right. Let me get a few things going here real quick. We are going to take a small 5-10 minute break. Let's make it 5. I don't like 10 minutes because I can't do it. I can't do anything in 10 minutes while stream is still going. We're going to take a small 5-minute break real quick. I got to get some water. And then I'm going to show you guys the next project I'm working on. And then we're going to talk about rotation. I am doing a game rotation, which I just announced that on my Discord server today. And I will explain to you guys what that will be. For those who actually do come across my channel and would like to join my Discord server, you guys can feel free to reach out to me personally on YouTube. Say, hey, I'd like to join your server. I'd like to be a part of your community. Feel free to do that. I will probably post a 7-day link in the description at the end of the stream. I will be doing the updates then, as well as promotions to my good friend Ironcaster, my good friend Witch King, and Sparta Chris, as that they all have their own channels. Oh, and I am gonna do because he's also a tabletop guy, Tails Knight as well. He doesn't. I don't know if he does any online tabletop stuff, but he does play Destiny online on Twitch, which I will probably have to get his Twitch link and share it as well as promoting him, because these guys are also my players that actually help me with multiple games, and we'll be talking about those games as soon as we come back. So stay tuned. have returned. Chris, are you still with me, or did you disappear? And we have returned. I am sorry, Chris cannot hear me, everybody.
I can hear you. So.
I can't hear you.
Okay. Yep.
I gave you Tails'
Okay. Yep. I will do that after the stream. So, all right. Next, I am gonna do a. Let's see. Got a couple things we could talk about here. Let's see. So, let's talk about the rotation real quick before we begin anything else, because the gaming rotation is going to be the next biggest thing that we do. So you guys are probably wondering what the gaming rotation is. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I've got, make sure I don't change anything out here. You're going to see my arrow go across our screens a little bit. So I did do a, oh, where did I put it? I think I put it under my community folder. I did. All right. So I did post in our community chat today. So the games I plan on running versus the games I am running versus the games I want to run, but only for a limited time. Or take a break from and come back to. I do actually have a list of compiled games that I am looking at putting together, and here is the list that I will be sharing with you guys right now. So my biggest thing that has helped my channel out, but I do think it is going to start taking a bit more of a back seat, is Castles and Crusades. That is a stream where we have 6 to 9 people, and it is by Fridays, which means it's every other Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We are looking at actually stopping that as soon as Chapter 5 wraps up and holding off until September for Chapter 6. So that is my main plan for that one. That one is going to be put on hiatus as soon as we wrap up Chapter 5, moving forward, going down. And then next up is Horror Anthology Zombie Apocalypse. That run is only supposed to go to the start or middle of July, and then that will be done for the rest of the year as well. That it too is so I consider that as a limited stream. I do have a full table that is 6 players. By Fridays as well at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah.
all this fun.
So, another game that we will also be wrapping up is Horror Anthology Nightmare Returns to Elm Street. That is a simple one-shot that's part of a larger story. We will be putting that series on hiatus starting March 29th. So what is going to happen is we're going to run that game. I'm running that game March 29th with, it's going to be Spartacus, and he's going to reprise his role as Michael Karras. I do actually have something to show you guys on that one. With Michael Karras, and then I'm going to be playing a character, and it's going to have Melee James, Melee K, because they are actually big, gigantic 80s horror slasher fanatics. So I invited them on. They agreed to it. They have no background in tabletop gaming, so I'm gonna have to help them. They are nervous, but they don't have anything to worry about. The system I chose is the Army of Darkness role-playing system, which is a cinematic and a very slimmed down system. It's like the second edition to the cinematic unit system, whereas Zombie Apocalypse uses the system for All Flesh Must Be Eaten, which is the original unit system, which is more mechanical than the one we're going to play with on that one. So when that one's done, we're going to put that whole series on hiatus for a little bit as well, at least for the summer, or at least the rest of the year, going into probably, I'm going to say November. I'm at least going to put it on hiatus between now and November before I consider it canceled, or just wanting to do other things. I'm not quite sure if I'm really going to cancel it. I think I'm just going to sparsely use it. Reason why a lot of games are going on hiatus is I have a lot of traveling. There is about 3 weeks of summer that I'm going to be doing some traveling and some family spending with my son. So we've got some things going on with that as well. And there's still other games I do want to play. We will be back. So Castle and Crusades we're just taking a break from that. It's just going on a break hiatus. Horror Anthology is a break hiatus, but that's supposed to be short stories, part of a larger story. Zombie Apocalypse, once we wrap that up this year, we will start that again next year between January and July of next year. That will be run in limited runs of what you call seasons, and it will be decided on season when I can get open availability for it as well. So we will actually be back to that. Season 1 is only supposed to be 8 sessions, and Season 2 is going to be 7 sessions. So I already figured out how much the seasons are because I have a breakdown. I kind of have a breakdown on my notes of how I want to split everything up and how I want things to be run and played in that universe. So, that's the greatest thing about that. That's basically how the Eden system, how Eden Studio system works, which is the Unisystem. Cyberpunk 2020, I only have 4 of us, but I still count that as a full table. I'm not looking for any more players because the 4 players works fine. That is weekly, Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. However, we are going to be looking at taking a break on that possibly in June. July, the first week of July is probably going to be the last few sessions we have of that. If I do, it could end earlier than that. If it does, it's just because I got to come up with some more material that I can't come with up on the fly. So if that does happen, it will be put on hiatus starting as soon as possible, and will probably be returned to either in September or October. That I do have marked. So yes, and these are the games I'm currently running right now. So let's address an elephant in the room for me and Sparta Chris. Mutants Mastermind 3rd Edition Sigmaverse, which is supposed to be a superhero campaign. We are actually going to start that here very, very soon. That will not be put on hiatus. That'll be sparsely limited run. For now, we will, anytime that we have time available to run that game and play that game, we will. There will be no set time or schedule for that until I can get some of these games out of the way. So... yeah. I have a lot of games. This is why I'm called the Junkie. So
you have so much on your plate, and yet so little time to play with.
But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep doing it. And and speaking of which, this does bring me back. I will be reviews, game book reviews actually starts back up after April 1st. And no, that's not an April Fool's joke. That is truly. I will be starting up reviews in April 1st. Okay, so starting in July and moving on to the rest of the year, I'm hoping I will have the following games ready. Star Wars, the D6 version, made by West End Games. I hope I will have the resources that I need to hand out to all my players, but I will be running a Star Wars campaign that will be 12 chapters, 10 to 12 chapters long. And once it's wrapped up, it's wrapped up. That'll be a limited run. We will probably run the chapters every so often. I am very carefully articulating the story, so I won't be pushing those out as often as you would think. It's not going to be set to... That might be set to once a month going forward. But I'm hoping to start that in July. Star Trek Adventures, I'm also hoping to start in July for sure. There are 2 other games I am looking at that I want to start in July as well, such as Transformers. I did just pick up the new Transformers book, but before I do that, I have to do a few reviews, so there's nothing on that, as well as Traveler 2nd Edition. I have to do some reading on that as well. So, I haven't done that, nor any reviews. Eventually, we will be doing Cyberpunk Red, but I think that'll be more of a next year thing. So... And one of the last games I want to talk about is I did pick up the Stargate SG-1 5th Edition. We will be doing something with that. I think I'm going to be using the pre-made adventures for that. And see how our characters, have us make up characters, use some pre-made adventures. Maybe I rewrite them a little bit to suit our flavor of games and go from there. And then starting campaign 1 will also start in July. This will be bi-weekly. As soon as I have to get a list of everyone who's actually in on it. This will be bi-weekly for sure. It will be taking the place of the Castles and Crusades slot guaranteed. And then once horror anthology wraps up, that'll leave more openings there for that as well. But Mechton will be starting in July for sure, at least campaign 1. So that's what I mean by rotating them out. We'll stop one set of game, take a break, put them on hiatus. I will actually have a comprehensive schedule that I will have to keep, and I will definitely keep the Discord channel updated. Like I said, please join the Discord if you want to know more, and just keep watch of the Twitter account, which I do promote. When I promote myself on YouTube, I do post my Twitter, so I do actually keep stuff updated on there. Unless people just start randomly getting sick. That does happen. So, alright, now, that leaves one last game to talk about. And, Spartacus, I don't know if you're happy about it or not. I think you are, because you've been bothering me about it. But you haven't been doing it, you haven't been bothering me too badly about it. You've just been slowly mentioning it. So, guys,
Okay.
I am looking at doing a game. So, just trying to...
Pull it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. I don't know what the fuck is... Oh, there we are. That's not what I wanted. Oh, for God's sake, that's not even what I want. What the fuck? Give me my shit, man. Oh, there, that's what I want. There we go. Aha! So, I don't know, for those who... you guys probably don't know this because I haven't been streaming it. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Dude, I did not know that this had an alpha, what you call an alpha transparent background, which means I can put this anywhere and it looks like it belongs. And it doesn't impede any background
cool.
stuff. I know, I kind of like that. All right, let's talk about... It's time to talk about the next game that I am looking at writing a setting for. I'm not writing the setting for it. I'm writing the setting into rules for it. There we go. Got it.
Well, I mean, this is something that you've been promising for almost a year now. So
very true, very true. Well, I've got a thing for Harry Potter because I do like the world. J.K. Rowling.
It is a fun world.
And I know I'm going to put myself out there for saying this. I'm a big J.K. Rowling fan. I love J.K. Rowling. Okay, I loved Harry Potter ever since I watched the first movie back in 2001. And I never got into the books because believe it or not, I'm going to... Tabletop Junkie was in special education for reading and writing because he could not read and write.
Oh my.
Like, I was illiterate. Now, I put it out there. Now, the question is, how many people are going to claim bullshit on it? I have people at work that tell me that I'm bullshitting them all the time. When it comes to that. I'm actually not.
I mean, hey, you do a wonderful job of reading now, even though sometimes you do miss over some words.
I have a speech impediment, too. I also didn't know how to talk. I was actually in special education for talking, pronunciations. So I was in it for speech, reading, and writing.
Can you say seashells by the seashore?
What's up?
Can you say seashells by the seashore?
I can say fuck you up your ass. But no, I can't say that. No, I don't. I'm a Christian male. A white Christian male. Take it for whatever degrees you guys want.
Oh my God. You're a white Christian male? Oh, oppressor.
Oh, it's worse. I'm a white, straight, biological Christian male, so fuck you.
Oh, there's no other kind. Yes, I just said that.
Yeah, we both put it out there. All right. So let's talk about this. Hogwarts, or Harry Potter, or J.K. Rowling verse, whatever you want to call it. We could call it the Wizarding World. We could call it Hogwarts. We're gonna call it the Wizarding World because Hogwarts is just one place.
I think the default is Wizarding World.
Yes, it is. I will also accept. I will also accept. I will also accept. J.K. Rowling verse, or the Rowling verse. There you go. The Rowling verse. I don't know.
Potterverse.
Yeah, there you go. Either or. The thing about Harry Potter, guys, and I don't know who else would know this, but there's more to Harry Potter than meets the eye. Yes, I just cross-platform two of them, or cross two settings together. Transformers. Now we just need the Transformers theme song from the 80s mixed in with the theme song from Harry Potter and see how that works. Terrible mix-up because two different eras, first off. So,
Well,
all right.
yeah.
Anyway, so I actually think I found a setting that I'm going to use. Or not a setting. Why do I keep saying that? System. I found a system that I'm going to currently use, and I love it. I just bought the system just before the stream. One of the many things that I went out and got at the last minute. Somebody actually leaked it to me. And by leak, I mean told me I should look into this. Because I was actually trying to figure out. Alright, so when I first wanted to do a Harry Potter universe game, I wanted to do my own system. Something that would be nice, easy to use, and whatnot. And I did actually find a game that I did like, a system that I did like. They called it the Coda system. And it was it's a fan system made by fan, unpublished, uncopywritten. But I actually didn't like it because I did find out in the end it was very limited to character growth. The most that your character will grow is by storytelling, not mechanically. So
that's just almost fun.
That didn't really appeal to me. So then I started designing my own system, which then I felt like I put too much into it and I couldn't undo what I did without disliking it or being disgusted by it. So I then abandoned that project. And then about a month ago, I started another project using Genesis Core. Alright, so for those who don't know what Genesis Core is, if you know about the Fantasy Flight games, Star Wars, Edge of the Empire, we all know that, which is, Edge of the Empire, Star Wars Edge of the Empire, they actually used their own set of dice. It was specialty. So in the gaming industry, in the gaming hobby, we have two types of dice. You have normal dice, which is normal D20s sets, which is you got a normal D4, D6, and then you have specialty dice. Specialty dice is designed for one system and one system specifically, and you can't use it with any other system. The normal dice is the universal dice, D20s, which is basically just a D4 with a D6, which is four-sided, that triangle, the six-sided, so on and so forth. I actually am going to pull out my dice, and we are actually going to look at a few things of specialty dice today, so that way you guys do know the difference of what I'm talking about. Genesis Core uses a specialty dice, and they depict their successes, failures, advantages and disadvantages, and completely nothing's fucking happening with symbols or blanks. Blank means the whole side's blank. Or that it uses symbols. So a success and a threat cancel each other out. A triumph and a despair cancel each other out. I believe there was one other thing. So like one is like a critical success and one is kind of like a fumble. They cancel each other out. One's a regular success with a failure. Those cancel each other out. And then there's an advantage symbol and a disadvantage symbol, and those cancel each other out. So if you have like one success with a despair, or let's just say a failure or a threat, as we would say, say, a success with a threat and 2 advantages, then you did not succeed, but you did gain 2 advantages from pulling off a situation, which actually leaves you with a bit more of a storytelling, fluid and more storytelling. And you get to use those advantages points to give you a +2 to another roll, or maybe 2 luck die, 1 or 2 luck die to the next roll, or what you call a boost die. There's actually 6 types of die. There's boost die, which is the D6, a setback die, which is the D6, a ability die, which is a D8, a difficulty die, which is a D8, and then you have a proficiency die, which is a D12, and a challenge die, which is a D12. Okay, so I don't know who's all listening and who's all in chat, but tell me how confused you are. Chris, why don't we just have you, since you're already on stream, how confused are you already?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay,
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it all.
Yeah, so then, alright, so if you're not confused by now, you probably are. I mean, I'm surprised if you're not. If you're not confused, then you probably know a bit more about the system. But I deal with new players, and I don't want to seem very intimidating. So, that would make people not want to play. And I actually even set up... Now, here's the thing. How would you incorporate magic into that? Right? Like, what kind of abilities... Because you have attributes and skills, and then you have magic. How would you incorporate all that? Because the way it works is you have your attribute, which is coupled with your ability, associated ability, or skill, with an associated attribute, which determines which kind of dice you roll. And then the GM decides what kind of dice you also roll on your side. Actually, the GM barely rolls any dice. It's really the players roll all the dice. So what they do is they will, let's say you have like a strength of 2, and you're trying to punch someone, but you don't have any ranks in punching. So skills rank from 1 to 5, and then attributes go from 1 to 10. Well, if you have no ranks in your skill, but you have a strength of 2, or in that system it's brawn, you would still use brawn, but you have a brawn of 2, you would roll 2 ability die, which is 2d8s. Well, I made this guy kind of tall, so you are going to roll against 1 difficulty die and 1 challenge die, which is 1d8 and 1 d12. And the player rolls all 4 of these dice. Now, if you have an advantage, you could get yourself a luck die. However, since you might be smaller in stature, you might get a setback die, and all that determines how bad or good or how shitty or whatnot rolls. Now, like I said, if you're confused by now and I lost you, great, because that was my biggest problem. So then I thought, well, hey, I'm going to put a post on Twitter, which I did, and I have liked it if people would vote on it. Now, so far, here's where the votes are at with all of this. I'm actually pulling it up now. I don't know if the votes have changed. So far, we're at 12 votes. I'm looking at gaining more. We're at 13 votes. Okay, so we're at 13 votes. So the Fusion and Interlock system is the system that Cyberpunk 2020 uses. So the systems I have listed is Fusion Interlock, Savage Worlds, Genesis Core, or other. Please comment. So far, out of 13 votes, 15% has said Fusion Interlock. 30% has said Savage Worlds. 15% has said Genesis Core. And 38% has says other. Now, among the other, I did have a couple of the following comments. Action 12 Cinema. Champions using a low powered setting. Or the Universal Basic Role-Playing System, made by Chaosium, that is also used for Call of Cthulhu. Now, for those who don't know about Call of Cthulhu, let me share a little bit. That is more of an exploratory, investigative game. which
Which, I mean,
and
to be honest,
Which in Harry Potter is also exploratory universal.
and I mean, to be honest, what are the Harry Potter books but mystery novels with magic?
Exactly.
So, kind of fits.
So Genesis Core and basic universal role playing has actually a couple of the following aspects. Both are sandbox games, so you can tweak it however you like. They do actually have full books. Actually, Fusion Interlock and Savage Worlds has their own sandbox versions as well. But Genesis Core does allow more of expansion and character growth. However, Universal Basic Role Playing System actually allows even more beyond what Genesis Core does. So when I actually got into that and realized what it was, I was thinking that would be good because that actually totally fits what I want. And with the sandbox version, they actually do have a magic section where you can, where they tell you how to use magic items or allow you to come up with the ideas of your own while giving you tips and tricks. I'm actually going to be reading that book here probably pretty soon. So I'm on this long journey. There is still a few days left. Votes can still come in. I will probably put something in the chat. Actually, I'll put something in the chat right now. Anyone who comes by, just go ahead and vote on this. So I don't know when this game will be ready to be out, but I am working on it diligently. I don't know if I will need to do it too much because the character. Now, see, this is what I love about the character sheets. The character sheets, the generic stuff for this system, and I just posted it in chat. So please vote. I am looking for as much feedback as possible. The character sheets are so blank, you can tweak everything from the start. Like, and I'm like, okay, I like that. I like that. It's not like I have to find a spot or do this or do this or do that. It's already done for me where I can place everything to however I want and make it fit to the setting that I'm trying to portray. So it'll allow me to make up heritages, backgrounds, and basically it's completely generic to where I can tweak it into its own full-blown setting or / game. So
You need to find definitely a system that is going to be perfect for how magic works in Harry Potter.
well, that would be that definitely would be the universal basic role playing because well, I mean Genesis Core did it too because the way it was going to work in Genesis Core is the way it works with. I figured, okay, magic, and I hate to compare it to this, but the thing is about Genesis Core is it's kind of already been done. They didn't really have a magic system in their generic rules, not like how basic Universal Basic does, but in a sense, when they wrote Star Wars Force and Destiny, they used the Force, and the Force represented, so you start off with X amount of Force points. So if you had like 6 Force points, that means you use a Force point to use a Force ability. And to roll that, you would roll a boost die. So the Force points would be represented by boost die. So if you were to use a Force push, you would just use a boost die with an associated Force ability skill that you would have ranks in. So it'd kind of be like a boost die with a with like an ability die, and then you could also spend spend a story point to update to either gain another ability die or to upgrade your ability die to a proficiency die, depending on what you have. Now, I mean, if you have 2 or 3 ranks, then you're rolling like 2 or 3 ability dice with that boost die. Now, the opposition, if they couldn't defend against a force push or run, if all their ability to do is run, they would basically roll their agility with athletics with a sit back die because they don't have a real way of defending against the force because they're not force sensitive. That's kind of how it would be done, and I was going to do something like that, but once again, that system would appear to be too confusing when you're rolling all those dice. Plus, not everybody has the specialty dice. So I didn't want anything with specialty dice. So Genesis Core is kind of automatically out, regardless if it wins or not. But it is very simplistic because it does allow you to create a place for like called talents that could be represented by anything, an active talent, passive talent, or an edge, or a flaw, or basically anything. But once again, I needed something a bit more uncomplicated. And right now, this is a low-powered fantasy setting that needs a lot of character growth because you're going to spend 7 years at Hogwarts or whatever wizarding school you go to. You spend a few years at, okay? So you need to start out low with the ability to have a lot of character growth and to be able to grow between the time frames and shit like that, and be able to actually gain experience points and actually make it feel like a real journey, where there's other systems that will not allow that, which is the Coda system didn't allow much expansion to my best. And like I said, that was more or less a fan who wrote that. That's not even a licensed system, to be honest. That's just something that somebody made for a Harry Potter or Wizarding World setting. Me, I'm trying to look for something a bit more, and we've played Call of Cthulhu, and Call of Cthulhu does have magic, but it's very dangerous to use magic. But see, we can change all of that using the universal basic role-playing system. So I'm pretty much set that it's going to be that, but even though I am allowing the voting, and I am still taking insight, I am still taking information for at least another 4 or 5 more days. So that's how I'm going to run with that.
Yeah, I mean, with Magic and Harry Potter, unless your wand short circuits, or in the case of Ron Weasley, it is spello tape wrapped around it that causes it to. It's an old bad, beaten up one that will eventually shoot back at you. You're perfectly fine.
Oh, I'm actually working on making it to where we're gonna see some things on that.
Or
We
in
are
the case of, oh god, his name also slips my mind. Uh, one of Harry and Ron's dorm mates, the one that has
Neville
things.
Longbottom,
No, the one that has things explode around him.
Seamus.
Seamus. Yes. Which, by the way, that was only for the movies. That actually never happened in the books, but it became such a running gag in the movies that, hey, people love it.
It was
But
a
yeah,
pretty good running gag. I will say that.
even with Neville Longbottom, the reason why his magic didn't work as well is because he was using his father's wand instead of his own. He didn't get his own wand until later on in the series. So, and that, along with the confidence boost with joining the DA, that helped improve his confidence, and he got better with magic.
So you guys have probably seen that I got my camera on because I have a few things that I'm going to show you. So today I just bought all 7 novelizations of Harry Potter. I've never owned the books. I always read the audiobooks. I have read the audiobooks. I have read 3 of the books. Okay, so I have listened to one audiobook. I listened to one audiobook of year 1. I read year 1 to 3 years ago. But I'm looking at picking it up again to just refresh it. But I also have picked up a couple things a couple pieces of material that I feel would be useful. More than just using internet associated links. So, I picked up copies for myself, and I picked up copies for Mrs. Tabletop as well. So I have like 5 books coming in from Amazon. 6 books coming in from Amazon, and I have 4 right here. So, one of the things I am going to show you, so this is what I ran out for. We went to our nearest bookstore, and we actually picked this up. Now, I would like to actually make it known that this is still considered, what I'm about to show you is considered unofficial material mixed in with official material. It's just the book itself to have it polished and put into the section was not endorsed by J.K. Rowling, but it is supposedly it supposedly features all the stuff from books, movies, video games, and more. But that's also why it's also unofficial, because she did not. I know for a fact J.K. Rowling did not. Okay, I can't tell you how I know this for a fact, but J.K. Rowling did not endorse everything that was going on, because some of those, like when it came to the video games, they did not make up the video games exactly like, oh god, what do you call it? Like the movies? Hang on one second. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I think I already got that one. Yeah, I already picked that up.
Oh, what I showed you?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the unofficial ones?
Yeah, I'm getting there too.
Okay. Okay.
Patience, my friend. Patience. You gotta let me explain. So, but I figured this would still be very useful material to go through, so I'm going to show you what we have here. So, the first book I did pick up, which I feel is going to be very useful, because it's either I use this or I use an internet source online, which even some of the online stuff still has some of the same material. The unofficial Ultimate Harry Potter Spellbook, which features up to 240 spells and beyond. So I did look through some of this, and it does have some of the official stuff from, like, information from the actual books themselves. Ronwood. I love the Wandwood. I cannot wait till read. God, read
Plus, also there is the resource to get from the Wizarding World website, formerly Pottermore.
Yep, exactly. So, I've been going through this, and I like what I see. So, this is one of the things I picked up. There's like 5 of these books. There's probably a little bit more than 5, but I only saw 5 that really stood out to me that I would consider important for writing for the setting. And because when I write for the setting, I want to be like, even though I want to put my
I think
own
you
spin
could,
on things, I still want to be honorable of the material.
real quick, do
Not
you
like,
think you could possibly adjust the camera just a little bit? It's a tad fuzzy.
yeah, it's because I'm moving everything is why. And it's probably the light source. Hang on a second. Let me change the light source. Okay.
Excuse those folks with the technical difficulties.
It's also because I keep moving stuff. It should autofocus. Should autofocus.
You bought a shitty camera.
Bullshit. This camera's over a couple $100.
Oh, it's trying to.
It might be the fact that it's dark. And when I keep moving shit, like moving my hands, yeah, see, it's autofocusing now. So, the reason why it's probably having a hard time is because I have it actually far away from the desk. The desk I have it on, so like I have like multiple different ways I could bend this, and how I'm bending this is like way up in the air, and yeah, very much tilted to where all you can see is my hands and no face, because I have to hide my face for personal reasons. But anyway, I bought
Trust me,
this.
ladies. Trust me, ladies. He's just too good and too handsome for you to withstand. If anyone saw his face, they become overflowing with this sense of euphoria and collapse by blood rushing to other places, not their brains.
That sounds like that was actually from a movie. Pretty sure it was. so, so I got the spell book. Another book I picked up, and I like I said, I picked up 2 sets of copies because my girlfriend wanted them, because she wanted to get a little bit more into that. Okay, so then we also have the unofficial Harry Potter Guide of the Bestiary, which this is supposedly got. I mean, how many freaking points, or how many freaking different animals can you really have?
Well, ask category that.
I'm not going to. Oh wow, look at that.
So
See,
there is
each one
this
is
one.
represented by size. This is so set up D&D style. So D&D and most fantasy games are like this, where you got multiple sizes.
So I mean, this is somewhat of an unofficial version of the official Magical Beasts and Where to Find Them novel.
Yep. Yeah.
So
So if you wanted to play in the dwarf, when a dwarf actually. After blowing up his Aunt Marge, Harry lays low at the Leaky Cauldron and Diagon Alley.
Diagon.
Okay.
Just be careful not to say that when you're no flute. When you're no
Diagonally!
flute.
No, I was kidding. We all know how that worked out. Where he encounters several loud dwarves. You never see that shit in the movie either.
That's one of the
Size,
flaws. That's one of the
status.
flaws in the movie. Is so much is cut out.
I know. House elves. I love house elves. Annoying as shit, but I love them. See, look at that.
Mummies.
Mm-hmm. So much stuff. And then the Luna Lovegood's Magical Menagerie. I love Luna Lovegood. Oh, and zombies.
She's such a sweet girl.
She is. She is.
Hey, but we were told that there's no such thing as the books say that there's no such thing as zombies. They're called inferi.
let's see what we got here. Let's see. It says zombies. Let's see what the actual description says real quick. Okay. So this was Sorcerer's Stone, referenced in Sorcerer's Stone's wizardingworld.com. Size medium, status amoral, humanoid undead, although inferi are... it says zombie, but it says, did you know, although inferi are related to zombies and muggle folklore, wizards consider them separate entities. I love this book already. I love this book already. Because, see, I'm going to do a whole lot of things with this. And then my personal favorite. Are you ready for this?
Ooh, okay.
The unofficial Wizarding World Guide to Magical... wait for it to focus. Hang on, maybe it'll help if I back out. Oh, there it goes. Maybe it's because my chair's also blocking sunlight. Yeah. So this actually tells you, this is a comprehensive exploration of Hogwarts classes and curriculum throughout the year, starting from year 1 to 7. And if you guys hear clicking in the background, because because I think Chris just came in his pants, over that.
No, I'm looking over the wiki, the Harry Potter wiki, and I just kind of, because one of the things I really would wish that would be expanded upon is like other schools in the Harry Potter universe. Like, for example, I'm a huge American file, however you say that, because you have Anglophiles out there. I'm big on American culture and stuff like that. So I have a heavy interest in Ilvermorny, the North American school of witchcraft and wizardry.
Right.
So, which is based in the United States. So I would love to.
And there was a United States version, folks, because actually, believe it or not, each school actually covers. There's actually multiple different schools, and they actually cover. A lot of people don't know this, but it actually covers. Each school covers a certain plot of land. It's weird. I don't know how else to put it, but here, let him finish what he's gonna say real quick, and then we are going to. Regulus Black, Slytherin Seeker, an heir to the Black family of fortune, a Death Eater who later betrayed Voldemort, killed by Inferi. Oh yeah, I'm looking over some of this stuff right now. Let's have Chris finish what he's gonna say, and I'm going to come in and bring something that he might actually find interesting. So go ahead and finish what you're gonna say. Chris? Chris?
Yeah, sorry, I had my you guys was trying to someone.
Okay, yep. So yeah, I was just following up with the fact that there's different schools and they cover different regions of the world, and that's how they get their students.
Yep.
You can like be from it did say somewhere that you can be from, like, say, America or France and still go to Hogwarts through a transfer, and it's a special thing. Like, for instance,
I did read that someplace.
The Drumstring
Durmstrang
Academy only allows purebloods to come there. They don't allow anyone else of mixed blood. So one of the pureblood families wanted their son to go there. It was actually Lucius Malfoy wanted to send Draco there originally before Hogwarts because he did not like how Hogwarts was
Yeah.
becoming with that. So he considered it, but his mother had something to say about it.
Yeah, Lucius wanted to send Draco there, but uh, uh, God, her name also slips my mind. Uh, Hold on one second because I need to think of her name somehow, some way, some form. Narcissa. Narcissa didn't want Draco to be so far away.
No, because
I'll
it
be right
would
back.
be.
I gotta take my puppy outside.
That's not a problem. I'm gonna sit here and show off. So we also have this one, the Harry Potter Compendium Guide, Ultimate Guide to Who's Who in the Wizarding World. So in this book it includes Death Eaters and their dark allies, wizards featured on chocolate frog cards, and magic schools of the world, and more. Let's look at some of the magic schools, shall we? Because that's what we were talking about. Let's see here. Bonus content: the noble and most ancient House of Black, the three unforgivable curses, 115 famous wizards on chocolate frog cards, the Ministry of Magic, the four houses of Hogwarts. Ooh, I want to look at that. Let's look at that real quick. 134. Oh, right here. I think. Oh, that's 132. Okay, so the four houses of Hogwarts. We have Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin, which we do know for a fact was made by, the founding members of Hogwarts. That is what they were named off of. So it was Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. And they basically talk about what they are. So Godric Gryffindor sought out strong-willed students with courage, grit, and unrelenting determination. Helga Hufflepuff welcomed friendly students who were patient, loyal, and most of all hardworking. Kind and fair. Hufflepuffs are known for their herbology skills and hospitality, and tend to be more modest than their peers. Haha, so there is some information on this. Probably not official, so, gotta give Chris his official thing, or whatever. Almost hat stalls. The Sorting Hat nearly placed Hermione Granger in Ravenclaw and denied Neville Longbottom's request for Hufflepuff. Neville would have been good for that, but then again, Gryffindor. Nice. Alright, and let's see. Let's look at some of the schools. I love these books. Wizarding institutions around the world, mapping the Order of the Phoenix, Dangerous Death Eaters, and Devotees, 12 Quidditch teams through the ages. Wizarding institutions of the world, 152. And before we end, I definitely do want to do the Quidditch teams, though. 152. Alright. Just chock full of information you can use for a tabletop game. Alright, so 150. There we go. So here are the institutions of the world. You have the Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and Iris Witch and her nomage husband founded the Ilvermorny in their homes atop of the... Okay, so there's that. There's the Beauxbatons Academy of Magic, which they were one of the schools actually used inside of the Triwizard Tournament, because they were actually one of the founding members. You have the Castello Bro, hidden deep in the jungles of the Amazon rainforest, the Brazilian Wizarding School. Castello Bruxo has been enchanted to have an appearance of an ancient ruin. Then you have Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, which is listed as number 3. Oh, and they even tell you where they are. So the Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry is actually in America. It's actually in New York. Nice. Number 2 looks like it's in Brazil. Number 3 is, of course, over in Europe. Britain, all that. Number 4 is in a neighboring place. Number 5 is in Asia? No, that's in Northern Europe. Where the hell is Hogwarts? I thought that was Europe. Oh, it's the British Isle and beyond. All of its well-known former students can be found throughout this book. And then the other one, the Beauxbatons School to Hogwarts, geographically. Anyway, students flock from across Western Europe. Oh, so I guess they're sharing a place. Which is probably why they came up with the Triwizard Tournament. The Durmstrang Institute, the Yugado, deep within the mountains of the moon in Uganda, the world's largest wizarding institution, lies shrouded. Oh man, we could like do so much more with this. And it's 11 different schools. It says 11 prestigious wizarding institutions. According to Wizarding.com, there are 11 institutions across the globe. If you polled a Hermione and already counted a mere 8 schools on the list, you'd be right. 3 more have yet to be revealed. So 11 altogether, but 8 in their geographical locations have been revealed. Probably no more
And
expansion on that.
I am back.
And
By the way, first off, it's Beauxbatons. The French school is Beauxbatons.
You know what? I just want to ask
I'm,
anyone online.
and
Is there
then
any
next
way I
up
can
after
email
that,
this guy a kick to the balls and actually kick him in the balls?
and next up is Ilvermorny School isn't in New York, it's in Massachusetts. It sits on top of Mount Greylock.
Okay, well, I was just going off a map that I see here, and I was just banking that educated guess, sir. I don't have the exact name. I just have a rough location. Anyway, all right. So, yeah. So a lot of different things. These books are a lot. Now, the other books that we're waiting on, there was a 5th book into the series, which we did not get locally because they didn't have it, and they did try. And the bookstore that we went to actually did try to find it for us in their store. They did such a good job. Is the Handbook to Hogwarts. So, which is supposed to be a map and all the locations of Hogwarts or something there of alike, I think. Actually, hang on. I'm actually looking that up. But I figure, if I'm going to run a game set into this series because I freaking love... And see, I was supposed to run a Harry Potter Wizarding World game anyway in complete I was going to run one anyway, but the situation with that before the release of Hogwarts Legacy, the issue with that is I couldn't find a decent enough system that I liked. So I think I found one now, and I'm definitely trying to work on that going forward. So but alrighty. Well, that's what I got coming up for the future of my channel. So there is a lot going on. I'm at
and another. Oh, sorry.
I was about to say I'm at 202 subscribers and doing pretty good, and I'm gathering more and more. So far we've had 6 views on this one, and Cyberpunk is leading the way, as well as my tabletop reviews are leading the way again. So yeah, so much is going on.
Another interesting thing about the Ilvermorny School is the founder, Isolde Sayer. She is actually a descendant of Salazar Slytherin.
Oh, okay.
And that's part of the I would strongly, anyone that's listening to this, I would strongly go and look up online the founding of Ilvermorny, because there is quite an interesting story surrounding that, around love, betrayal, and stuff like that. It revolves around Isolde Sayer, and also her aunt, who killed her parents and took her in because she didn't like her parents being Muggle friendly. Uh, her aunt was very much a dark witch, and also very much pure blood.
And the votes are keep coming in. We are so far in first place. We are looking at other. I don't have any new ones, so I think everyone is looking. Oh, I am seeing multiple likes on Mad Overlord Studios suggest of the Universal role playing system. So three or four other people who have probably selected the other one likes that because I have 43% is other. 14% is Genesis Core Infusion Interlock, and 28% is Savage World. So it looks like, and then it looks like, I think everyone who voted for that, instead of commenting, they just ended up liking what he had to say to me. So, because his post has got 4 or 5 likes already. So, yeah, if that works out, it looks like Universal Basic Role Playing is going to be the one to go. It's leading the way. So we got 4 more days left on that. So I'm going to let that keep going, and then we will see where that goes, ladies and gentlemen. So,
So
all right.
exciting.
Well, other than that, that's everything I have at this time. I just wanted to bring up. I just did this video just to give an update because I haven't actually done a video in like 4 or 5 days. So
Oh, we've been distracted for so long.
it's a thing called work. It sucks.
And also gaming.
So I actually posted, um, I'm calling the game Hogwarts Generation, which I'm actually renaming. We're just gonna name it the Wizarding World. But I'm still probably gonna leave some of the other things. Probably what I have in there because I do have like Hogwarts music and Hogwarts I may just actually just put in music and whatnot, rename that, get rid of the word Hogwarts, but I still have Hogwarts art. But it looks like it's a fight between so far. Everyone on my Discord server who are gamers and not gamers have decided that they are going to let me know what house is their favorite. And so far, I've got 4 for Slytherin, 2 for Gryffindor, and 1 for Hufflepuff, and no one else has voted yet. So
I haven't seen it yet.
we'll have to see. Oh, I already put you in for Gryffindor because you always pick Gryffindor anyway. See? Like, I fucking know you. So yeah, I'm getting more ideas as we come along. So, all right, Chris, do you have anything you'd like to say before I move on and say we're done?
No, we're good.
Cool. Got anything coming on your next anything next on your channel?
Next time I play Lego Batman, I should be working on Penguins and his gang's attempts to try and take over Gotham and with a army of mind-controlled penguins.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, I have nothing else at this time. So I think that's gonna wrap up this stream here. For everyone who's tuned in, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the views. I'm at 202 subscribers. If you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna update the description as soon as I end the stream. So I got more coming right at you guys. We are gonna be doing there's gonna be so much more. Second half of the year is gonna be kind of like the biggest thing. So I think there's going to be a question, and I'm going to answer this question right now. If I wrap up a game before the second half of the year, which will start July 1st, does that mean I'm going to start another game before July 1st? And the answer to that is no. If I wrap up a game before, let's say I wrap up a game in April or May, and that gives me a month and a half of not streaming anything, then I'm going to pick no streaming. Just because I'm going to probably take that time to just make new stuff, or I might stream. It's going to be a review, but it's not going to be an actual play. So the actual plays are going to start slowing down a little bit because we've been kind of pushing those out, and I'm just getting kind of overworked. So we are going to be slowing that down. And then when the second half picks up, so like if I get like a 3-4 week break before July 1st, then great. and then we're going to be picking that up hardcore, and we're going to go from July to the end of the year with it. Which, of course, once we get closer to the end of the year, it's going to be harder and harder because of the holidays. So try to get as much in as possible, because when the holidays come around for me, I'm going to probably be down 2 weeks in November and 2 weeks in... I'm doing 1 week in July that I'm going to be down, 2 weeks in August, 2 weeks in November, 2 weeks December. Yeah, that's complicated. So trying to get as much in as possible, because it feels like once we get to the second half, it's going to be a straight shot, broom fly, straight to the end. So, Nimbus 2001 style, or the Firebolt style. So, alright, well, stay tuned for more, and thank you for tuning in, and remember to